wages.
The number one, you look at, there's a platform called EDGAR. You can look at the business financials of companies all across the globe because they got to publish it, especially if they're publicly traded companies. Right. If you look at their balance sheet, their profit and loss statement, you look at all the financials, one of the biggest expense, if it's not the largest, is going to be wages.
Employees.
It's going to be the people you pay. And so if you are able to get the same output with 40% less in expenses, imagine what that does to your bottom line. And so and that's why I wanted to tie in how easily someone could get into that convict leasing type of situation based off of some of the customs, you know what I'm saying,
right.
or some of the ways in which they justify someone not being the type of human they see as equal, right? And so they create, all right. All right, so we have the convict leases situation in regards of when we look at like the overall status of Birmingham, right? We have a lot of folks making money because of the natural ingredients to be able to make steel here in Birmingham. Now there is more attention on what's happening in Birmingham, but Fred is seeing real time what's happening and saying, all right, I want to start making change. What are some of the initial steps he made that put him on the map? Because, you know, one thing that I was able to learn about Fred is that the people in Birmingham was rocking with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely had a following. How was he able to build that following on standing really in areas that folks were, you know, either scared to stand themselves?
Well, you know, as Fred started to get, you know, so everybody knows about Emmett Till, you know. That was one of those things that kind of was one of the straws that broke, you know, the camel's back for black people across this country. And so seeing that and then the Montgomery bus boycott starting, Fred is right in the midst. You know, he's in the midst of all of that. He was the state coordinator of the NAACP. The NAACP was the you know, the organization that helped the Montgomery Improvement Association run that boycott. And so Fred is involved. So he's seeing what's going on. And he's thinking like, oh yeah, it's, you know, the time is now. Right. You know, we're going to end segregation. We're going to get this country to live up to all the things that they wrote down in that Constitution. Right. You know, the black people, we're going to get this. You know? Right. And so Fred is starting to lead these, you know, he's starting to be involved in these movements, you know. Due to the success of the Montgomery bus boycott, you know, the state of Alabama outlawed the NAACP. The NAACP was not allowed to function in this state for several years. Wow. You know, and Fred, seeing that, he does some research and finds out that the state can't outlaw a religious organization. And so he starts the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights. This is what keeps the movement going. Like, I try to get people to understand this now on my tours and stuff. Yeah. I try to break it down so as, you know, elementary as I can, but in a way that people understand that these people are understanding what these black people are trying to do. They're literally trying to stop the civil rights movement in its tracks. Yeah. Right? Yep. If we outlaw the NAACP, that should stop it.
That's just, that's right. That's right.
If we do this, that should stop it.
Right.
You know, the first time they tried to stop it was in the middle of the bus boycott with trying to charge people carpooling as functioning as taxis without a license. What? Right? That's the other time they tried to stop it. And, you know, and it was Birmingham that came to rescue that. Wow. Okay? So Birmingham is intricate in this history. And so they're trying to stop this movement. Right. And they don't really know how. Right. But they're trying everywhere they can. So they go legally and they outlaw the NAACP. So Fred starts the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights. That's a religious organization. He takes that civil word out of there and goes a step further. Right. Right? Because civil rights is now becoming a hotbed kind of word, you know. Right. Take that out. Let's keep this thing going.
Look at the strategy. So
right, that's another thing, strategy.
Just to, and I think even us as people, whatever we feel like we are on this earth to do, we should be so committed towards that particular item, change, regardless of what's in front of us. We implement the type of innovation, strategy, thought pattern that allows us to still change whatever that may be. And so for him to say, okay, touche. Let me read this.
Right, let me see. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, and which is the importance of knowing the source,
Right.
right? Not allowing, because there were probably other folks that lost hope because they banned the NAACP.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's over.
So it's over now.
It's over."
That was a part of the movement that believed.
We got to go to another state.
Right?
Let's try.
It's done. It's done. He said, no.